In today's video, I'm going to be testing out a brand new formula for killing weeds in your yard that doesn't use any kind of toxic chemicals, and the best part is it costs less than $3 and you can make it yourself in an instant. What makes this mix so unique is that it uses 3 different ingredients that all work together, so don't skip any of them if you want to effectively control weeds. Our first ingredient is regular household vinegar at 5% acidity. Next, you'll need 1 cup of any kind of salt. You can use table salt, rock salt, but just keep in mind if the crystals are very large, they may need more time to dissolve. Now the final ingredient is going to be our binder. That'll be just regular dish soap. That can be any kind that you've got, but I would avoid using any type of antibacterial soaps. Now we just need a way to apply it. This inexpensive pump sprayer sells for about $12 and this will work perfectly, and it holds 2 gallons of solution. But if you don't want to even buy a sprayer, you can use any type of pump spray bottle that you've got on hand, but you'll want to mix the formula in a 1-gallon container. We'll start by pouring our 1 gallon of white vinegar at 5% acidity into our pump sprayer. Now we'll add our 1 cup of table salt. Now go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of regular dish soap. Now this might not seem like a big deal, and normally soap is for cleaning something, but used in our mix like this, it's going to act as a surfactant or a sticking agent. Now when we spray the leaves with our vinegar solution, the soap will actually help them adhere to them a lot better. Now just close your sprayer up, give it a good shake, and I'd recommend letting it sit for about 10 minutes. You're doing that because that soap mix is going to really foam up, and that can kind of make a problem when you're first starting to spray. If you let it rest a bit, it'll come out as just solution, and that should make the job go easier. But before I pull that spray handle, you need to understand a few tips for applying this stuff effectively. The first one is this is called a non-selective herbicide. Now that's a fancy name to just say it'll kill anything you spray it on. And while I could spray that clover on my lawn, it would also kill the grass. This formula is going to be the most useful in places like garden beds, gravel driveways, cracks on your sidewalk, and finally, for the most effective results possible, you always want to apply this stuff to dry plants and on the hottest day possible, even in bright sunlight. Once you've got your pump sprayer pumped up a few times, you'll just go around your yard and hit the weeds, spray them as much as possible, but I'm not spending a huge amount of time. Now if you have to use this entire gallon, it's not going to be a good value. I'm just spraying a small amount on each weed, but I wanted to make sure that it really could have an effect at even a lower dose. Crabgrass, quackgrass. That looks like oxalis, similar to clover. At this point, I've sprayed over 50 weeds. I haven't even used half the product. Now these are fully mature, these are big things. If this formula can cause any damage to them, I'll be very impressed. I'm going to try to coat the leaves. You can also use this mix in garden beds as well. You can see my beds need some cleanup, but I will hit these weeds in the front to see what kind of impact they have. Now many people get scared of the salt, thinking that it will ruin their garden beds, but in my experience you are putting down so little salt because most of it is getting absorbed directly into the weeds. And you normally wouldn't dream of spraying any kind of toxic herbicide around your kids' toys, so this stuff is perfect for areas like this. I'm not moving anything around, I'm just going to hit these weeds around the toys, carefully avoiding any of the plants that I don't want to get rid of. At this point, it has not even been 24 hours. We're at about 18 hours, but I wanted to show you guys what's already happening. There's one I sprayed. That is definitely checking out. I think it's pretty obvious that these are not doing too well. Yeah, you can see the effect on the smaller plant is really severe. And this is at 18 hours. I would imagine by tomorrow, the effect should be more. And when I see these two, it makes me wonder, maybe I sprayed a bit more on that one, but they're both absolutely checking out. Hit all those, clearly didn't hit those ones in the back. And here's another casualty of this mix, and I can say confidently this mix had really great results. Keep in mind you only spent $3 and you were able to spray over 100 weeds with that 1 gallon of solution. This stuff worked the best on broadleaf weeds. That means any plants that have bigger leaves, and I suspect that's because you've just got a bigger area for that mix to adhere to. I noticed a much lesser effect on any of the grass plants that I applied where they had really fine bladed leaves. Now many of you are going to say, but the roots aren't dead and all these weeds are going to grow right back. Well, in my experience, that is not the case. Take a look at some of these things. They are crisped out. This is different than just mowing them down. When you cut a plant down, you're basically just cutting the head off, and it immediately signals the plant to grow more. Oftentimes when a plant is chemically damaged, even by a natural product like this, you will not see the weeds always regrow. And what do you think? Will you make this formula for yourself? Do you get your own version that works even better? Be sure to comment and let me know below. But anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already for more videos coming up.